Hi, and welcome to Gaston Spotlight. I'm Justin Crane, and our guest today is a member of Gaston College's Board of Trustees, Jonathan Fletcher. Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us about how you ended up on the board here at Gaston College.
So the Board of Trustees is appointed from three different sources. The governor has appointments, our county commissioners have appointments, and our county Board of Education has appointments. And I'm actually one of the members from the Board of Education, so I was able to apply for the position, and the Board of Education chose me for one of their positions.
All right, for those who don't know, what exactly does the Board of Trustees do for the college?
That's a great question, and something that I'm still learning more about. I've only been on the Board of Trustees since about July, so I've still got a lot to learn, but the basic thing for our trustees to do is just to kind of manage the resources that we have and make sure that serve in an advisory and really more of an oversight role to make sure that things are running smoothly, make sure that there are no issues and no problems. It's just a way for those three sources that I mentioned earlier to have a little bit of oversight and for members of the community to get involved with what we have going on here at the college.
All right. Okay. So what is your position currently?
Professionally, I am a regional manager for Associated Equipment Distributors, which is an international trade association for dealers that sell heavy equipment like construction equipment, forestry equipment, mining, and that kind of thing.
So I've heard that you dabble in some broadcasting yourself. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I'm actually the technical director at my church in North Charlotte, North Lake Assembly of God. I have been there for about 10 years, and before that I also really just volunteered at church for most of my life, and it's just kind of one of those things that I've pretty much been self-taught over. I haven't had the formal training like you guys have here, and so it's nice to see what y'all got going on here.
I understand that you used to work in the monument business.
I did.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So my grandfather owns a monument company not very far from here, just down 321, Wyatt & Son Monument Company. I grew up really working in the business, helped him run his business. My mom worked there, and so I guess I would be fourth generation, because my great-grandfather started the business, and so I worked with him for a number of years. I actually used to go to work with my mom when I was little, and I learned my ABCs pulling out letters on the monuments that we would make.
That's actually very interesting.
Yeah.
So I know you work with the local Republican Party. What is your role and what does that entail?
So I am the chairman of the Gaston County Republican Party. I also serve on a few different committees across the state and in our congressional district. What does it entail? It means doing a lot of work to help get Republicans elected. I basically lead the Republican Party's efforts here in the county. It sounds a lot cooler than it really is sometimes, but basically my job is just to get Republicans elected here.
All right. And you're a part of the Electoral College, right?
I was in 2020.
All right. So what was it like to be a part of that?
That was an amazing experience. A lot of people don't know what the Electoral College is, and certainly don't participate in it. Out of the millions and millions of votes that were cast for president in 2020, there were only a few hundred that actually counted in the Electoral College, and I was one of them. Very proud of that. So I got to go to Raleigh for that ceremony in 2020. I actually was the person to actually formally nominate Vice President Pence in our college here in North Carolina. That was an amazing experience. I encourage everybody that can to actually get involved and learn more about that, because it's one of the important pieces of our Constitution that, like I said, not a lot of people know about, and it's a great history and civics lesson to learn more about those kind of things.
So I've heard that you have 30 chickens. I grew up on a farm with chickens and a bunch of other animals, but what has your experience with having chickens been like?
It's been great. I got a couple of chickens a few years ago. Actually, right at the start of the pandemic, I wanted to make sure that I had something at home in case everything went crazy and there was no food. And got this idea to get a couple chickens, so I bought two. And nobody tells you that you can't only have 2 chickens. So I just kept adding more and more as time went on from Tractor Supply and other places. And so now I'm up to 30. 30 little velociraptors in the backyard, and I get to feed them every day and take care of them, and my mom helps me with that, thankfully, so I don't have to do it all the time by myself. But it's been a great experience, and I encourage anybody to try that out.
Thanks for joining us and for watching Gaston Spotlight. We'll see you next time.